My name is Dennis and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how I make scrambled eggs when I have a little bit extra time. So what are we going to need? We need a tablespoon of butter, 3 eggs. I like to use brown just because I prefer the flavor, and some kosher salt. So before we get started, let's get our stovetop on medium heat. Medium to low. The one thing about making these scrambled eggs is patience. And that's something most of us don't have. But it's what you need. It's 2 eggs. Of course, I have to get eggshell in there. And 3 eggs. Now, my secret to scrambled eggs is getting rid of the shalaza, which what this is this keeps the egg yolk in the middle of the egg. It keeps it from getting stuck to the walls. And what that does is it keeps it consistent. Gives it a nice consistency. This is probably the hardest part. So let's get our butter on the stove. That'll slowly melt. While that's melting, we're going to go ahead and scramble our eggs. Now, you don't want to overbeat the eggs. It's just enough to where it's actually homogeneous and mixed. I don't actually like to add any cream or milk to my eggs either. See, so that there is good for me. Maybe just a little bit more. So let's go over to our stove. As you can see, our butter is starting to melt. You don't want it to burn because that's not going to bode well for anybody. Yes, I like to use a lot of butter because that's how it's delicious. Now this, like I was saying before, the secret to this recipe, or this method of making scrambled eggs, is patience. So we're going to go ahead and add this here. And you want to use a silicone spatula. And you just want to slowly move it away from the heat. This is why you want to have it on low. And if it gets too hot, if you see it starts to cook too quickly, don't be afraid to pull it off the heat and let it cool off a little bit. Okay, see, this is actually cooking a little bit too fast. I'm going to lower it. Now, these scrambled eggs get a consistency of custard. They're very, not watery, but they're very soft. They're not your typical scrambled eggs that you would get at, say, a restaurant for breakfast. Don't forget to add your salt. I like to add my salt while it's cooking. Kosher salt. My mom would tell me this is a lot of salt, but not on my diet. So you see how it's cooking slowly? Just want to keep moving it around. I'm actually going to lower this a little bit more. Now, using a non-stick pan helps a lot. You can use a stainless steel, but it's more difficult. Just need more patience. You just want to keep folding it over onto itself. Like I was saying, this is a slow process. Now, believe it or not, scrambled eggs are actually something that they'll have cooks try to do when they apply for a job. Believe it or not, this is something that escapes a lot of people. And the one thing you notice is, with this method of making scrambled eggs, 3 eggs seems like it's nothing. And it's really kind of crazy because you're like, oh, 3 eggs is a lot of eggs. It really isn't. I've done this with up to 6 eggs for myself, but I also eat a lot, so. And you see how I'm just slowly, now this point here is where you really have to be careful. You want to turn your heat on low, and you have to watch it. Because you see how it's a very fine point from here to overcooked. So that there, I'm gonna call that done. I'm gonna turn off my heat. If you have cheese, this is a perfect time to add the cheese. So we have our eggs. Let's go ahead and plate it. This is where you can get a little bit creative. Put them right here in the middle. Like I said, if you have chives, this is a great place to put the chives on, but I do not because I didn't go to the garden. With a little bit of pepper. Done. Very quick. The only thing is a little bit of patience. You see, that is just absolutely beautiful, and they taste incredible. Thank you for watching. Until next time, eat well. What did you think? I wasn't going to eat it?